Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. I don't know how well the sound is working. Good. We got a lot of interference going on, but that's all right. We're coming to you from Ventura, California, right here at the David Mann Show. This is Chopperfest. Yay. Chopperfest 2024. And we're visiting with a few people here. And I want to start by saying if you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And when you do, be sure and tap on the little button for the notification bell. Now I'm being rude. I have to introduce this guy. I have to read on his business card. This is Ben Kudon. We've done business with each other for many years. We're not doing business today. We're playing. You're doing business. I'm not.
I'm freezing. I don't know about doing business.
Well, Ben is here from American Prime Manufacturing, and I'd like to introduce him as my friend, and we're here today for you. So here's what's happening. Ben is showing his products, things that you guys have heard me speak about before, such as SU carburetors, and he's got their own brand of carburetors. You got a bunch of products.
A lot
here.
Of products, yeah.
If there's anything you'd like to show, maybe, I don't know, you really should show this clutch of yours.
Yeah, I would like to talk. So we came out with the what we call the Comp Master clutch about 5 years ago when we started the company. That was our first product line, was the clutch, and it's a diaphragm spring clutch. We make models for anywhere from 1937 all the way to M8s, the current models.
Diaphragm
spring, one spring. We don't use coil springs. And what we're going to hone in on today specifically is our Comp Master clutch for 37 to 86 shovels and pan heads and knuckle heads that have a tapered shaft, 4-speed, and use this kind of a basket with these rectangular dogs. So basically what we did was, and all you guys with shovel heads will recognize this little jewel. This is a stock hub with needles and a cage, studs, and it has coil springs on the pressure plate. Really notorious for being hard to dial in, pulling you through stoplights, hard to shift, etc., etc. So we came out with a clutch that replaces this, and instead it's got a double-rolled seal bearing with an aluminum bearing retainer, and that drops right into the stock basket like so. It's a tight fit, so you got to work it in there.
I think it's only tight because it's so cold out here.
Yeah,
today.
I think it expanded, I'm telling you.
Think.
And once you get it in there, you just put the lock ring on the back that holds it into the basket. But even if this bearing area is scored up, which happens a lot with these needle bearings, these segmented needle bearings, it doesn't matter because, again, we don't use that bearing surface. It's just there to hold our hub in. So once the hub's in, it doesn't matter what that bearing surface looks like. So we got the heart of the clutch, which is the drive hub pressed into the bearing retainer, and the outer hub. And then our clutch plates, which we use a blend of carbon and Kevlar with some sintered bronze in there. So it's a pretty aggressive plate so that it hooks up real good, but it hooks up nice. And coupled with the diaphragm spring, it gives you a lot of mechanical advantage. So it's not a lot of wrist strain, easy to pull in. So if you get somebody that's whiny, somebody who's old, or somebody who's old and whiny, it makes it a lot easier to pull the clutch in, and very, very easy to dial the clutch and get it set, for a good clutch adjustment. And then basically, you have a clutch back that starts with a thick steel. It's 120 thousandths. That goes in first, butts up against that little shoulder there, and that's what constrains all the power from going out of the clutch keeps it in the clutch, because you don't want to lose all that power going out the back of the clutch. So, and then we stack them a fiber, steel, and then you end up with the steel on the outer side. Let me just stack this real quick, put it on fast forward.
Ben's age, he doesn't do anything very fast.
My girlfriend tells me the same thing. I want to also.
She told me something a little different, but that's all right.
That ain't helping me putting this together. And I want to mention all this stuff is made right here in the United States. It's not nothing. All the clutches,
You know,
the
I
hubs,
don't mean
everything.
to try and sell your product. I'm not selling anybody's product. But one of the things that I think is really cool with this design of clutch is you've got so many more plates and the fiber is so much wider than it is on the stock plates that you end up with so much more friction material. So when this thing locks up, it locks up. You know,
Exactly
for
right.
years I kept building my shovel head faster and faster, more power, more power. I got to the point where it was taking 3 people to pull the clutch because I had to build something that tough.
Yeah.
And this thing is very easy to operate.
And then the nice thing is with the unlike coil springs, with a coil spring, the more you tighten down on it, the closer it gets to coil bind, and it gets harder and harder to pull that clutch in, like you said, that clutch lever. With the diaphragm spring, once it goes past center, you got mechanical advantage. There's nothing to pull that thing in. And we make 3 different springs. We make a black, which is stock-like, silver, which is our most popular, which is our kind of our competition spring, and then we make a gold, which is for race applications. So, and then we have a lockup for the diaphragm spring. So no matter how much horsepower you're pulling, which is usually not a lot in a shovel head, but no matter how much power you're pulling, we can hold it with this clutch. So then you got the pressure plate, the diaphragm spring, and then the spring retainer and the 4 nuts, and you tighten these things down, and that's the whole clutch right there. That's what you'll have in that basket. And again, it's very stable, it doesn't wobble, it turns very smoothly on this bearing. There's no better clutch for early.
You know what? That's really cool, and we're really not, like I said, not selling products today, but it is fun to show some of this stuff.
Yeah,
and you've got carburetors to show. Hell, you might as well.
Okay, let me get into
I mean,
this.
what is this thing?
For somebody that's like an expert in SU carbs. So this is the venerable SU carb. This has been around since the early 1900s. They used them on airplanes like Spitfires, on Jaguars, on Rolls Royces. The carb has been used on everything.
On my Austin Healey.
And your Austin Healey, Volvos, you name it, Saab. Back in the early 70s, a guy named Mel Magnet, who's my mentor, took an SU off of one of his British cars, and he adapted it to a Harley. And then he started selling them through his company back then. Well, fast forward a bunch of years, and I worked for Mel for many, many years, so I got very familiar with the SU carb. So when I started my own company, American Prime Manufacturing, this is one of the products that I wanted to come out with. So now we have the complete SU carb, complete kits, rebuild kits, manifolds, bracketry, everything for SU. And on top of that, we're working on a brand new body that is a little bit more streamlined. This is a 3D representation of that body. And it's cool, yes.
Oh yeah.
And then, and we have the air cleaner, SU air cleaners, velocity stacks, everything you need for your SU right here at APM. And lastly, of course, we have our new CV carburetor, which is an inexpensive performance carburetor. It's 40 millimeter. It's identical to the Harley CV 40.
Well, now is the Harley is a 40? I didn't realize it was.
Well, they had a 40 and they had a 44.
Oh, okay.
This is a 40.
Okay.
So it'll take mild performance, but the beauty of this thing is it's really a nice carb. It works really good. and it's only $113 retail. That's the beauty of the car. But I have to just preface, we can't sell carburetors into the state of California because it's illegal. Enough said about that.
So if you really want these items, you'll have to buy them from somebody out of state.
Yeah. Yeah. You heard it from the source.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not my day to watch. All I know is I'm having a wonderful time. We've got actually a few more people to visit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sign off here, and we will see you later. Ben, it's been a pleasure,
Thank you,
like
Mike.
always.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we're going to see somebody else here, and until then, we'll see you out on the road.